titan that's rising, oh, just you watch. I'm stepping into fate. There is no time to waste. I've got that lightning inside me. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made.
So that was really fucking cool. That was one of the coolest experiences I've ever done. Competed in the 2021 Mexico Supershow, which is an NPC Federation competition, a national competition. Wow. I still am speechless after almost an entire week. So it's definitely cool, and I definitely want to do it again. But first, we're going to talk about, or I'm going to share, peak week, show day, my post-show rebound, and what's next. And there were also some questions that you guys had asked from my IG stories, and I'm going to be answering those as I go. I'm going to try and make this as short as possible. Peak week. So there's so much hype around peak week, and I never understood it. Like, I always thought it was this like wild magical thing that happened where it's like all of the transformation happens. But really, as a bikini competitor, nothing happens. There is no water loading, there is no sodium cuts. That really only happens when athletes need to get like paper thin and crispy and shredded and stuff, and that is absolutely not bikini. Bikini is a very, very soft look, so really nothing wild or magical happened in peak week. We just worked on like the really fine details. So that means that we push cardio up to every day. So Monday and Tuesday, the competition was on Saturday. Monday and Tuesday, I had really low calories. Okay, low for me. That is in order to deplete my glycogen stores. So my carbohydrates, my body's main energy source. So basically when no carbs are coming into the body is not going to hold on to extra water. So 1 gram of carbs usually holds about 3 grams of water. My body dropped weight very quickly, but I kept my water intake the same. So that was not water depletion, technically it was, but I was still keeping my water intake the same. Then on Wednesday, we started to reintroduce carbohydrates to reload the glycogen stores, reload my muscles, and kind of like fill me up. That's ultimately the short version of what we did. Thursday, we flew out to the other side of Mexico. We went to Guadalajara. That was a very light workout session, so nothing intense. I did a little bit of cardio. Friday was complete rest. So again, like peak week wasn't anything wild. There was like 2 really hard days, Monday and Tuesday, and then like Wednesday, Thursday was lighter, and then Friday was super chill. Then Saturday, show day, the magicalness. It was a freaking long day. I've done long competition days before because I'm used to powerlifting. So doing a like 8-10 hour day worth of competition is nothing new to me. So in a way, I felt comfortable, even though I'd never experienced this before. I sent my first check-in to Humberto, my coach, at 7 a.m. and I sent him a photo of me with my medal at 10:30 p.m. So that was an incredibly long day. So kind of like, I guess, like the storyline of how my competition day went. Check-in with Humberto in the morning. Then I had a quick posing session and kind of like a pep talk with Kat, who's my posing coach. Makeup was at 9:30, which was 2 hours late because that's Mexico and that's cool. So I was trying not to freak out, but then everybody was late. Like everything was going late. So I'm like, okay, if everyone else is late, it's fine. It's not just me. So makeup was 2 hours late. I got my second coat of spray tan at 11 o'clock. It was supposed to be at 11 o'clock. Finishing touches, get my suit on, fix all my hair, get to the venue. The women were supposed to be at the venue at 12. The guys had started at 10 a.m. So the women needed to be there by 12. I didn't go on stage for the pre-judging until 4 o'clock, which I think was supposed to be like many hours before that. But again, everyone was late, so it wasn't just me. There was about 250 competitors overall. So it was a friggin' massive show, and bikini competitors were second last. Wellness was at the very end, so bikini was second last. So everybody else, there was like 200 people, more than 200 people that went before me, and then I got to go. There was a lot of waiting backstage. Basically, I went on a few times for a total of, I'm gonna say not even 30 minutes of total like prep time of me standing in line, going up and going onto the stage, doing my presence, and then getting off stage. That wasn't even 30 minutes within the whole, 10 or 11 or 12 or 13 hours, whatever it was. So there was a lot of waiting around, and I did nothing during that time. Some people, like there were some girls that were chatting, like I had made some friends and was talking to people, but for the most part, like I ate, I messaged my coaches and Christian, I watched the live stream because that was on Facebook and Instagram, so I was kind of watching that from my phone, and I honestly relaxed. I took a nap, but I literally just laid on the floor. I laid on the floor with my feet up on my suitcase and just chilled the fuck out. I didn't want to be stressed. I didn't want to be like freaking out. I didn't want my my adrenaline or my stress or cortisol spiking, so I'm like, I'm just gonna chill out. My coaches are like, just chill, just do nothing and chill. And I did. And again, it was very much like powerlifting, so it wasn't anything wild for me. It's just like you wait until they call you, you do your shit, and then you get off stage and you wait again. Yeah, like I said, it was over a 10-hour day for a 5-minute performance on stage. A lot of waiting, but I liked it. I really did. So I went on stage twice. Both was for Bikini. I did Bikini Novice, which means I had never won first place before or never competed before, because NPC was a very new division that I haven't competed in. And then I competed in Bikini Open Class D. Now there's A, B, C, D, and that is based on height, just so that like obviously a 5-foot versus a 6-foot competitor, they're gonna look very different. So they classify them usually by height. So I was in the D class, so I went up against girls that were my height. I really liked doing going on twice, because the first time for novice, I was so nervous. So by the time the D class came around, I actually felt less nervous. Wasn't completely all gone, but I definitely felt less nervous. So I'm really happy that I ended up doing 2. I'm very happy, and I totally think it was worth it. By the end of the show, it was 10:30 p.m. and all I wanted to do was sleep. There was no like post-show feast where so many people are like, what are you gonna eat after? Like honestly, we went back to the hotel room, I ate fish and rice, and I went to bed and I showered. I tried to get as much of the orange tan and makeup off as I could, and I'm just like, I just want to go to bed. I didn't want to do anything. I honestly didn't have any cravings. There was no like binging urges that I needed to resist, and like, in all honesty, that's not my mindset. I've never been one to binge or to overeat, and I don't know how, but that's just not how I was raised, and I never had that challenge or that situation with food. So for me to have to resist certain foods and to follow a meal plan for 16 weeks, I honestly had no problem with it. I loved it. I loved all the food that I ate. Even after the competition, like the 1 week after, which is what I'm currently in, I'm still eating like this, basically the same thing, because I do really like that food and I know how it affects me. And again, I love it. I just have like a few more tacos in my life again. And I chose what I'm doing. I chose that I wanted to follow a meal plan. I chose that I wanted to eat in certain foods or look a certain way, and I would never get in my own way, or, and I hate the term, but like sabotage myself, but like I would never get in my own way if I want to be the best. So why would I even have the mindset of having cravings? It's not an option, so I don't even think about it. But again, it was such a fun experience. It was so new. It was so different. Everyone that I talked to was so nice. I met some online friends and I made some new friends. So if any of my amigos or amigas are watching, hi. I'm so happy that I have some new friends. And again, like it's just like powerlifting, where it's now I have this community of competitors, and I will probably see them at other competitions that I do. So again, like really cool experience. Humans are so fucking cool, especially Mexican ones. I love them. And if my friend Saif is watching, I need to give him a super special shout out, because he flew from my town, Playa del Carmen, to Guadalajara to go watch me compete. So super special shout out to him. He was my very first amigo fuerte in all of Mexico, but definitely in Playa, so yay. Post-show rebound, because I feel like every competitor goes through this at one point. I have not gone through that yet. I did not have a rebound. I love all the foods that I eat. I'm still eating like the same foods. I didn't have any like wild urges after the competition. I wanted to go eat like buckets of ice cream or pizza or burgers, like nothing. I ate steak the next night and it was really good. I ate tacos, we had sushi, and I don't know, I was just really happy. Like again, I love all the food that I eat. I know that if I was to, I'm gonna say veer or go off track, then I would probably feel like garbage. And to be honest, I'd probably vomit. Not intentionally, but it would just happen. So I'm like, why would I even do that? Why do I want to feel like garbage? So it didn't happen. And even if and when I'm not doing a competition, whether it's bikini or powerlifting, like I still take my nutrition very seriously. I still like measure my food and focus on my macros and quality nutrients in. So whether it's competition or post-competition or no competition, like I still take my nutrition very seriously. So in all honesty, like there was no post-show rebound, there was no post-show overeating. In all honesty, over like the 3 days that we traveled afterwards, I was just eating it. I was eating normally. I am so proud of myself for the experience. I put myself in an incredibly uncomfortable position for 16 weeks to grow as a person, as an athlete, as a coach, as a competitor, as a human. Like, wow. It was like a wild experience. I am so proud of myself for showing up, for giving it my best. I know that I can improve. Of course, this was like my first NPC national competition where like standards are like, you can't even see my hand. They're all the way up there. I definitely want to do this again because it put a marker on the board in terms of what my best was, what the standards are, and how I can improve. So I know that like the last 16 weeks were like, I went through a lot of uncomfortable shit. You know that I had like the uncomfortableness of weight gain. Then I had the uncomfortableness of like doing a shit ton of cardio, and like prep came before everything in my life, including my relationship. And now that is like the baseline or my expectations. And now I need to like exceed that. But I do have an understanding of kind of like what to expect and how I can pivot or make adjustments into my lifestyle. So I know that the next time that I do a competition, I can better prepare for it and be better organized, because pre-planning gives us power, and that's how we become successful. So I win. And I did something that I never imagined possible before. Not that I didn't think I could ever compete, but I never thought I wanted to. I thought I was like completely against it. And this was definitely a really, really cool experience, and I definitely want to do it again. And I'm very competitive, but not in the sense of beating other people. Like, yes, I do want to come in first place. Yes, I probably do want my pro card. That's, I think, still too early for me to officially decide. But I'm competitive for myself. I know what my standards are now and my expectations, and I want to beat that. That's the same thing with powerlifting. Is I'm not looking to be the best and win overall, but I do want to improve my performance, and that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm going to keep doing. I do have my next show planned. I'm not going to be sharing nearly as much, if anything, over the prep that I am doing it when I do it, because this time I shared a lot, and it took a lot of my energy. And it took a lot of my time and organization and making these videos and editing them and sharing about it. Like it took a lot from me. And I'm really happy that I did it, because now I have it documented. But then I really believe that a lot of people did learn a lot when I was sharing all of this. So hopefully you all enjoy it. And if you're still watching this after like 12 episodes of this prep series, then yay and thank you. So I'm really, really glad that people watch this. And that's it. That is the wrap up 2021 Mexico Super Show 16-week bikini competition prep, where I don't even know if I said, but I placed third in Bikini Open D class. Yeah, I actually didn't say that at all. So I did place third in the class. It was not third, I need to be clear. This was not third like in all the bikini competitors. This was third in my class. So there, and then it was like the top from each class, A, B, C, and D, competed against each other to win the overall. So I wasn't close. There was like 70 bikini competitors. I probably came like 25 or 30. That's it. That's all I'm talking about. This video has been way too long. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you like it, please like it. And that's it. We'll talk later. Hasta la pasta. Bye, amigos, fuertes.